Have you ever wondered why people eat crispy fried potato pancakes during Hanukkah? They're called latkes, and there's a really cool reason they're made with so much oil. We're going to discover an amazing story about a tiny bit of oil that lasted way longer than anyone thought possible. Find out why frying food became part of the celebration, and learn how latkes went from cheese pancakes to the crispy potato treats we know today. By the end, you'll know exactly why latkes and Hanukkah go together like peanut butter and jelly. Welcome to Goalie's Pip Academy. Let's start with the big question. What is Hanukkah? Hanukkah is a Jewish holiday that lasts for 8 whole nights, and it all comes from a really amazing story that happened over 2,000 years ago. Long ago, there was a beautiful temple in Jerusalem. This temple was super important to the Jewish people. It was a place where they prayed and celebrated together. But one day, some mean soldiers came and took over the temple. They made a huge mess and didn't let the Jewish people use it anymore. Finally, after a big fight, a group of Jewish fighters called the Maccabees won back their temple. Everyone was so excited, but when they went inside, oh no, the temple was all dirty and damaged. They wanted to light a special lamp called the menorah to show that their temple was back. This lamp was supposed to stay lit all the time, but it needed a special kind of oil to burn. Here's the problem. They looked everywhere and they could only find one tiny jar of oil. Just one little jar. And normally that tiny jar would only last for one day. They needed 8 whole days to make more of the special oil. What were they going to do? But guess what happened? They lit the menorah anyway, and something incredible occurred. That tiny jar of oil kept burning and burning and burning. 1 day passed, 2 days passed, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. The oil just kept going, and it didn't stop until 8 full days had gone by. By then, they had made more oil, and everything was perfect. The Jewish people were amazed. How did 1 day's worth of oil last for 8 whole days? They called it a miracle. And that's why Hanukkah lasts for 8 nights, to remember those 8 special days when the oil kept burning. Okay, time for our first quiz. How many days did the tiny bit of oil last in the Jewish temple? A, 2 days. B, 5 days. C, 8 days. D, 10 days. Think about it. The answer is C, 8 days.
Yes! Hey, you're watching Goalie's Pip Academy, where we teach about science, geography, history, everything about the whole world. If you want to watch these classes with no ads, no distractions, go to getgoalie.com.
That tiny jar of oil lasted for 8 amazing days. Now here's where latkes come into the story. Since oil was such an important part of the Hanukkah miracle, Jewish families wanted a way to remember it every year. So they decided to cook foods in oil during Hanukkah. When you fry something in oil, you're celebrating that miracle of the oil that wouldn't stop burning. And latkes are perfect for this because they're fried in lots and lots of oil. When you drop a latke into hot oil, it sizzles and bubbles and turns all golden and crispy. Every bite of a latke reminds people of that special miracle from so long ago. It's kind of like how birthday cake reminds you of birthdays, right? When you eat birthday cake, you think, oh yeah, someone's birthday. Well, when Jewish families eat latkes during Hanukkah, they think about the miracle of the oil. Pretty cool, huh? Time for quiz number 2. True or false? Latkes are fried in oil to remind people of the miracle of Hanukkah. What do you think? The answer is true. Yes! Latkes are fried in oil to help remember that amazing 8-day miracle. So we know why latkes are fried in oil. But here's another fun question. What are latkes made out of? Today, most latkes are made from potatoes. You grate up the potatoes into tiny shreds, mix them with some egg and a little flour, and then fry them in hot oil until they're super crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. Yum! But here's a surprise. Latkes weren't always made from potatoes. A long time ago, potatoes didn't even exist in Europe where many Jewish families lived. So what did they use instead? Cheese. That's right. The very first latkes were made from cheese, kind of like cheese pancakes. So why did people switch from cheese to potatoes? Well, hundreds of years ago, potatoes came to Europe from South America. And guess what? Potatoes were cheap. A family could grow lots of potatoes, and they didn't cost much money to buy. That was really important because not everyone had a lot of money back then. Plus, potatoes were everywhere. During Hanukkah time in winter, potatoes were easy to find. And when you grate them up and fry them, they get so crispy and delicious. So more and more families started making potato latkes instead of cheese latkes. And that tradition stuck around for hundreds of years, all the way to today. Some families still make different kinds of latkes though. Some people make sweet potato latkes or zucchini latkes or even apple latkes. But the classic potato latke is still the most popular. Let's do our last quiz. What is the main ingredient in latkes today? A. Cheese. B. Potatoes. C. Carrots. D. Apples. The answer is B. Potatoes. Yes! Even though latkes used to be made from cheese, today they're usually made from yummy, crispy potatoes. So now you know the whole story. Latkes are special because they're fried in oil. Just like the oil that burned for 8 days in that miracle from long ago. And they're made from potatoes because potatoes were easy to grow and didn't cost much money. Every time someone bites into a crispy, golden latke during Hanukkah, they're remembering an amazing story and celebrating with their family. Here at Pip Academy, we love learning about all the cool reasons behind our favorite foods. And latkes? Well, they've got one of the best stories of all. Thanks for learning with us today.
My mind is blown. Where can I learn more about these videos? Oh yeah, getgoalie.com. There's no ads, there's no junk, just cool stuff for kids and a dedicated tablet. Check it out, getgoalie.com.